Good morning. I'm Reverend Judy Anderson, and it is my privilege and my joy to say thank you for being with us, whether you're in this room with us or whether you're sitting at home enjoying another cup of coffee. Your presence, even online, you're sharing your energy, you're bringing who you are into our celebration of life and love at our Center for Spiritual Living, Red Deer. So I thank you. Together, all of us in the room, spread around our community and our country, we are the center. We are the spirit of it. So thank you for being with us. And let's begin by reading our opening affirmation together. Right now, I make the choice to enter into a greater experience of life. I open myself to a flow of all good from the infinite source. Health, abundance, and loving relationships enrich my life, and I enrich my world simply by living the truth of my own divinity. I am one with God, and so it is. And I see we have a young person there. Are you going to come up front with me for a minute? And we have Haley, but I think she's very busy doing her own thing in the Growing Spirits Circle. Come on, how lovely. Don't come too close because I don't have my mask. Well, if you're open to it, I'm open to it. You want a hug? No? Okay, good for you. You're very wise. Anyway, our word for the youngsters today is confidence. Do you know what confidence is? Don't want to talk about it? All right. Well, confidence is being strong and secure. It's knowing that you are all right and the universe is all right, and knowing that you can do what is yours to truly do, and just be confident that you do it to the best of your ability. What they say here, it comes from knowing and trusting yourself. So do you trust yourself to do what you know is right? Then you're confident. And if you are confident, you have peace of mind. You don't have awful thoughts running through your head and making you feel uncomfortable, right? And it means that you like to try new things because you're confident that you can do them or that you can learn to do them. You don't let fear or doubt keep you from doing what you really want to do. That's confidence. I think you are confident, right? You are. Can you say, I am?
I am.
You certainly are. And our affirmation is, God supports me in all that I do. Can we say that together? God supports me in all that I do. Thank you, Madonna. I'm so glad to see you today. And I don't see any announcements, so I think it's time that I get the pleasure once more of introducing my friend, my long-time colleague, and a friend, most importantly. You know who I hear from more than anybody else with a phone call just to see how I'm doing or saying hello, I appreciate you? It's Reverend Teresa Phillips. And today she's going to talk to us about going further is the theme for the month, and her title is Kinship in All, and Reverend Teresa truly lives that kinship. Reverend Teresa, thank you.
On. Oh, yay, I'm on. It's always fun trying to figure out whether we're going to be on or not on or. Well, good morning, everyone. It's beautiful day, and I want to give each of you a warm, warm welcome. And to everyone who's watching online, a warm welcome to you as well. And I would like this morning to start out with a meditation. So if you become quiet and still, just relax in your chair. Just feel your shoulders relax, your back relax, your body relaxes. That feeling of the, oh yeah. So know that the divine mind, God, universal mind, whatever word you see your higher power as being, that is the creator of all, and that is the life that is in, as, and through absolutely everything on this earth. So when I look around and think of mankind, I see us as sort of all cousins on the same journey, different places, and maybe different circumstances, but we're on the journey of life. So I choose to open my eyes and see the beauty and the goodness of all those around me, those I haven't met yet, and of myself. For life is pure, whole, joy, love, and peace. So just feel that beautiful relaxing. And it is now time to open our eyes, and I will say, and so it is. This month we're talking about the interconnectedness of all life. We embrace our kinship by recognizing the living spirit that manifests itself in all of creation. And I've been noticing, and I've also heard other ministers talk about, there are new species and types of life forms being discovered all the time. For example, they're now way down deep in the ocean, they're discovering new life forms. Well, they're not new, it's just we didn't know about them, and they don't need any light to live. So all kinds of interesting life around us. Everything with life in it interacts with every other living thing. So when we look around, we see the beauty of the bountiful crops. We see the farmers, they've been harvesting. We've seen what Reverend Gail brought, all kinds of interesting things. They're from the fields and from the gardens, so there's a lot to be thankful for. So consider the farmers who planted and harvested the crops. Think of the truck drivers who bring the harvest to the grocery stores, and they drive through all kinds of weather, but we would not have the groceries if it wasn't for the truck drivers bringing it to us. Think of their role. The flour mills, the bakers, all of those people are working and being blessed by the very fact that farmers planted seeds and grew crops. But of course, you can't forget the other part of the bountiful harvest. We get to eat it all. And some of us really enjoy eating. And I don't really want to say any names, but oh my goodness, some of that food is, I was going to say to die for, but I probably shouldn't say that. It's cool. Just fresh vegetables, everything. Pumpkin pie. Oh my goodness. But you see, our thoughts are also like seeds. What we think, say, and do reaches out farther than we can ever imagine. And the way I like to think about it is when you throw the pebble into the pond and you see all the circular waves go like this. So our thoughts are also seeds. Dr. Holmes says that spirit is life or intelligence conceived of entirely apart from the physical embodiment. It is vital essence, force, energy, as distinct from matter, and that is in Science of Mind, page 81. So we are much more than just our physical beingness, and that's what he was explaining. We are all part of a collective whole. The plants, the animals, one another, and of course the birds. Can't forget the birds. Dr. Holmes also says in 365 Science of Mind, there is one spirit incarnated in everyone, an immortal presence, forever expanding everything, causing everything to grow. All are bound together in the unity of God, or divine mind, universal intelligence. That's what I like so much. We can each have our own personal connection to a divine creator. And it is so special and unique, and only we understand our connection. So right now we're seeing flocks of birds migrating south. Now they fly together as a group because they give one another strength. I have never seen one little lonely bird trying to migrate by itself, except once. A poor duck, and part of his wing, he didn't have a lot of feathers in the one. And they are off and running, his fellow migration group, but he just was not strong enough to be with them. But it's seldom they go by themselves. Well, some of us may think of birds as, oh yeah, they're weak things, little weak birds. Well, I go to Ellis Bird Farm quite a bit, and they have the purple martins and the mountain bluebirds. So I looked up where they travel. Well, these birds, and they're little wee guys, they come all the way from Brazil up through the US and then come to Alberta. And then after they're here and have their chicks, they start in August going back all the way through the US down to Brazil. So what I think may be weak is strong because it has the divine within it. These little birds demonstrate that collective life goes further than any single unit of life can. A long journey, and they go together and support one another. So I have to ask myself, how am I supporting my fellows? How am I supporting myself? You see, we as mankind have a special global influence. Our life can improve when we recognize and honor our place in the interconnectedness of the web of life. So I know I've said this before, but I have to keep reminding myself, so I'm going to say it again. We're a lot more important than we think we are. And I don't mean ego important. I mean our journey and what a difference we make in the world. Like a beautiful quilt, we each have our own unique little expression. And if we were not here expressing, there would be a quilt and there'd be a hole with a patch missing. We're needed. We're part of the whole. We're part of the beauty of life. So you see, what thought has done, thought can undo, because thought has power. So I need to ask myself, what am I thinking about myself, about others? Am I being judgmental? Am I being critical? So what is my self-talk like? Well, I don't really want to tell you sometimes how mean and crabby I can be to myself. But I think we all have our own judgmental little voice inside. And how do I speak to others and treat others? Because having them in my life, seeing them, they too are creatures of the divine mind. They too, in their own way, are making a difference. Am I able to see that? Am I able to honor that? How do we help ourselves and others express spiritually more fully? How do we know when we are on the path and when we are not? Well, it's a good exercise just to stop and look. What am I feeling? What's happening? And I would say if I'm feeling miserable, just unhappy, fearful, maybe it's time to change the course of my thinking. And I can do it. How many times have we said no to something, and then at the last minute we change? Oh yes, okay, I'll participate in whatever this is, or I'll be part of that, or let's go to the movie, whatever it is, we change our mind. Well, we just have to change our words and our thoughts. And sometimes it takes a lot more work than we anticipate. And it's funny how we can be going smoothly along, and then that funny little thought that we thought we had eradicated has just been kind of hiding and pops out and does its mean, nasty, but we can say, I don't listen to that negative talk anymore. I don't deserve that negative talk. So instead, I will say and think positive things. I am a strong human being. I understand other people. I see the beauty in them. Whatever it is that may be a niggly, that may be negative, change the words around and put it in a positive. Because I'm the only one thinking in here, so it's obvious I'm the only one that can take out the old files and put in some new files. Thoughts are things. Dr. Holmes teaches that the mind, spirit, and intelligence which we find in ourselves is as much of this original creative God as we can understand. And that's in Science of Mind book, page 36. So if we're kind of going off the rails, like a train does once in a while, we just kind of not connected, or things aren't going how we think they should be, take time to relax and just reconnect with divine mind that is in you. Learn about yourself again. Mentally give yourself a hug. See yourself as a beautiful person that you are, as well as those around you. Because we just can change our thinking. In other words, our life is God expressing itself in, as, and through us, always. And equally, all others we meet are expressions of the God life. This includes all living things, plants and animals, all living things. So I need to ask myself, am I able to see the different faces of divine in all? Sometimes this can seem harder than other times. It's important to be gentle and patient with myself, but never give up or give in to the negative thinking. And I'd already expressed that, but negative thinking can be like one of those mean little dogs that you know are going to come and nip you, and then they come and they won't let go of your pant leg. Well, that's what a negative thought's like. Just see the positive and let go of thoughts that no longer serve your highest good. So since the brain is always thinking, and I'm sure everyone's brain is always thinking, because mine's always thinking, the brain can be redirected to think positive thoughts, envisioning positive outcomes. We can rethink how we choose to interpret our life and life around us. You see, we are united with God and connected with one another as well. Our inner wisdom, our connection with the divine, that guidance that we are always getting if we listen, that wisdom knows the truth. Each of us have a divine role in life. We can make it our job to discover what it is and act on it. Every one of us have a special talent. You may know what yours is. There may be all kinds of new talents, things that you can do that you do for the first time. It can be so exciting that I did this for the first time. Doesn't matter how old you are, young, old, in between. There's always something new to learn, something new to try. Like I think quite often, I think, well, I'm not dead yet, so that means I can keep on going. And why not? Because I'm the only one that can live my life. And I choose to have a happy life, a peaceful life. And maybe at times I have to work a little harder to recognize that. But I kind of think I'm worth it, because divine mind did create me, and everyone else here deserves the very best in life. Dr. Holmes says in Thoughts Are Things, free will enables us to create the conditions which externally limit us, so it can equally uncreate or dissolve them. So what you've built up, it can be dismantled by a change in thought. So are we on the right path? We need to trust in ourselves and trust in humanity. Dr. Holmes says, if day by day we have greater understanding and a clear concept, if daily we are realizing more of truth and applying it in our actions, then we are on the right path and eventually shall be made free. What do you think feeling free feels like? It would be totally incredible, almost like an eagle flying over the countryside. That's one of my meditations I do. I envision myself as an eagle, and you fly over all of the countryside, and you can see it, how expansive and beautiful it is. We can do that in a meditation. But we can change. And we can also look at what we have and pat ourselves on the back. Like I'm patting each of one of you here. You chose to come here today, and you chose to listen today. That was a decision, so you deserve a pat on the back. You made the extra effort to attend. And you will learn about yourself in so many ways, especially if you study Dr. Ernest Holmes. The book, The Science of Mind book, his teachings totally changed my life. So are we on the right path? We need to trust in ourselves, trust in humanity. We are a walking example to the world. So what is your message? You see, you bless everyone you meet. What seeds are you planting? Because you probably have heard the saying, from a small seed, a mighty trunk will grow. What are you growing into fruition in your life? What new seeds do you want to plant? So I would like again to have a meditation. So please become quiet and still and relax. See the peace, the calm, and the joy of the life within you. Now is the time to listen to yourself. Listen to the voice that is encouraging you to do something in your life. A planting of a seed, or a taking better care of a seed that has already been planted as an idea in your life. See and recognize how special you are to the world. And see how you, even in the smallest way, through your words, your thoughts, and your actions, can make this world a better place. Envision yourself holding out one arm, the right hand, and see yourself hanging on to the hand of someone, and then see they hang on to the hand of someone else. And before you know it, you see someone on your left side hanging on to your hand. And you envision this as people of the entire world hanging on, one hand into the other hand, into the other hand, and see some people are helping others get up to do it. You see some are just full of energy and bouncing around but still hanging on. The beauty of life, the connectedness of what we are. And we each make a difference, but together we are a mighty whole, like the flocks of the birds that we see migrating, that beautiful rhythm. Feel the rhythm of life within you. And know that that rhythm you're feeling, that life force, is the very life force that can make the changes or enhance on what you already have. For that life force is not just yours, that is the divine mind, the God essence expressing in, as, and through you. Feel the relaxing, the calm, the beauty of who you are. And now it is time to close that meditation. So when you are ready, please open your eye. So I leave you with a challenge and a question. What seeds of belief are you planting in your life? Think of that. You are never alone. You are always one with the divine, the creative energy. That's what you are. The kinship of all life. So I know for you, and I know for me, that we each are perfect and empowered beings. We and all mankind are one with the divine, and so it is. And now, our prosperity affirmation. If you can read with me, please. As I am blessed with all the abundance that life has to offer, so I bless others through my giving ways. I give generously of myself, my time, and my treasure. I am a free-flowing channel for the gifts of spirit flowing to me, through me, and from me. I live in a state of thanksgiving, and so it is. And if you wish, you may donate to the center. We use the money to pay the rent and just keep the building in shape. You may donate there if you wish. You can donate online. If you go to our Facebook site, you can see how to donate. But just your being here and your loving wishes, that is a donation as well. You're joining us. That is a wonderful donation. And now our closing affirmation. This day I judge with righteous judgment. I recognize the good that I am, and I see the good in others. I learn to step back from the words and thoughts of criticism and instead find ways to praise and support. I live in a state of unconditional love and acceptance of myself and others, and so it is. And thank you, everybody.